Hi, Lee here with another video. After 46 games, the season comes down to two, hopefully three in Sunderland's case. Very, very vital, important games as it comes down to the playoffs. Sunderland are joined in the playoffs by Coventry City, who we play on Friday night, Bristol City and Sheffield United, who play their first leg on Thursday. Had plenty of moments this season, all from waiting 100 and odd days for Regis Labrie to take charge. Elias Mayenda coming into his own throughout the season. A lot of young players taking their games to a whole new level. And we've got to go again in these next two games. But as I say, hopefully we're celebrating next Tuesday with a potential Wembley trip at the end of it. In this video, I'm just going to go over the 14's playoff history, who I think will be deemed as favourites, who Sky Bet are deeming as favourites. But I won't be giving a prediction because, as I said in the video last week, I know fuck all, as I predicted Sunderland to win their last 6 games, and we ultimately haven't won any of them and only drew one of them away to Norwich. To start off with Sheffield United, they have never been promoted via the playoffs. They have competed in 4 playoff finals in the 96-97 season, followed that up with the 2002-2003 season, 08-09 and 2011-2012, which was in League One. They've lost 8 playoffs, 5 overall in the Championship and 3 in League One. As I say, they got the final in 96-97. They got beat off us in the semi-final in 97-98 when we reached the final. Final again in 2002-2003 against Wolves. And the final at 08-09 at Burnley, which saw the other teams get promoted, obviously. 11-12, they lost in the final on penalties to Huddersfield, who got promoted to the Championship, and they stayed another season in League One. Lost the semi-final the previous season at Yeovil, then lost in the semi-finals in 14-15 at Swindon Town. Their most recent playoff run was in 2021-2022 when they lost in the semi-finals to Nottingham Forest. As you say, the squad they have and the depth they have, they will be deemed as favourites, I think. I think they are via Sky Bet. But I don't think Bristol City is going to be no pushovers, and their form's been hit and miss. I think if you look at the form of all 4 teams, obviously Sunderland has dived off a cliff. All of them haven't been in great form. It's all been up and down. But when it comes to the playoffs, there is no form involved. It's literally just sit there in their arguably 3 cup finals. Really, when you see just form just goes out the window and it's a whole entire thing from scratch. Bristol City only competing in their 2nd ever Championship playoff. They're 4th overall because they have competed in 3 in League One. As Sheffield United, they have never been promoted via the playoffs. They have lost in 2 finals as well. Semi-finals in 02-03 in this old 2nd division back then, but it was League One to Cardiff. They lost in the semi-finals to Cardiff. Got beaten in the final the following season in League One to Brighton Hove Albion, who have just gone on to achieve everything they have achieved in the game. They beat Hartlepool in the semi-finals of that run. And the 07-08 Championship playoff final, which we remembered most by Dean Windas's volley in about the 9th minute from a Fraser Campbell knockdown. And Hull went on to have 2 seasons of Premier League, and Bristol City, I think they dropped down to League One not too far after that. In my opinion, I think they will give Sheffield United a very, very tough game, and I would not be shocked at all to see Bristol City go and beat Sheffield United. At all, I wouldn't be shocked at all. Liam Mannon's got a very, very good team. He's done a very, very good job at Bristol City. He's also already getting linked with big jobs like Leicester City and whatever comes after that. So I'll have to wait and see. I don't think there's going to be the pushovers as Sheffield United think, and a few pundits might think. I think they might give Sheffield United a lot of trouble, and I wouldn't shock to see them get through at the final and play either one of us or Coventry. On to Coventry, they have similarities, in my opinion, to the Crystal Palace side that got promoted through the playoffs in the 03-04 season under Ian Dowie. They were fighting relegation up until about November, Christmas time. They sacked their manager, they appointed Ian Dowie, and they skyrocketed. They literally went on a run of form where it took them from around the bottom 4 in the Championship and put them into the playoffs, and ultimately won the playoffs. Second guesses who they beat in the semi-finals? Yep, was us. But they've only ever competed in the playoffs themselves, Coventry twice. Once in the Championship not too long ago, and once in League Two. They got promoted via the League Two playoff final under Mark Robbins. They beat Notts County, in the semi-finals, and Exeter in the final on the way to getting promoted to League One, which really set them on this trajectory where they went from division to division to division. And obviously they are where they are now. I think they nearly went bust when they win League Two, and now they're on the cusp of potentially getting past Sunderland into the Premier League. They've had chances as well. They all got the FA Cup semi-final last year against Manchester United, which they're very, very unfortunate to lose the game. But I don't think they've ever won at Wembley. The 2022-2023 playoff run, it was a similar one where Sunderland went in. They beat Middlesbrough in the semi-finals, but ultimately fell short against Luton in the final. They got beat on penalties. But yes, Coventry can be Coventry, aren't they? They're nearly as a bogey side. We haven't won there since since Jesus was alive, and it's just one of them things where it's just mental that there's a blockage when we come to play Coventry. But as people say, records are made to be broken and things are meant to be changed. So hopefully everything kicks into place for Sunderland, who I'll come on to next. Frank Lampard himself, I know I haven't spoke about Chris Wilder's promotion candidate credentials because you don't need to. Everyone knows it, but Frank Lampard got beat in the playoffs by Derby County off Aston Villa in the final of the 18-19 season. After that great win in the semi-finals over Leeds. So he's got a bit of a record. He understands, he experiences the playoffs. So I just say he's going to have Coventry up for it, and you never know what's going to happen. As in my opinion, as long as Sunderland are in the game going into the Stadium Light, I would favour Sunderland. But then again, I've said that for all season. No team worries me in the Championship. I always fancy Sunderland out. I always back Sunderland because that's what we do, and that's what I hope everybody else does. I mean, the tickets are now on general sale. Please, all I say is I know it's a rallying cry, and I know we've had loads, but please, 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 do not wait till the result on Friday. Look at the Inter Milan game last night. Look at the Inter Milan-Barcelona game last night. One of the greatest games I've ever watched. They were out of it, Barcelona, and they come back. Then Inter took it away from them, but they did that off the belief of the own crowd. 2 goals at that quick fire will knock up teams' confidence, which they need the fans on board to bring them back in. And look, if we do go and get beat 2 or 3-0 on Friday night, there's no way, the firepower we have, there's no way we can't say, oh, we're not going to win here. There'll be a doubt in the minds of the players anyway. That's why they need us to get themselves back on side and push through. As I mentioned, I put on Twitter the other day, X, whatever you call it, the 97-98 Sheffield United playoff game. We were 2-1 down in that game, going into the home leg at the Stadium of Light, and you can ask any player, whether it be Lionel Perez, Jody Craddock, Darren Williams, Chris Makin, Kevin Ball, Lee Clark, Nate Sumby, Alan Johnson, Niall Quinn, Kevin Phillips, Michael Gray, they say the fans got them through that game. The club, it's convenient on this day that we beat Chelsea 3-2 in the Premier League. At half-time, we were done and down and finished. We were 2-1 down in the comeback. And we came after half-time and we murdered Chelsea that second half. And why did we murder Chelsea? Because every fan was on side of the first team. We ended up scoring with Barini, then getting the winner with Defoe. And if things happen when we're all together, and we've been through the shit times in fucking League One, and we got through it together. And this is arguably might be our potential last chance to get into the Premier League, because if we don't get promoted, you know what's going to happen. The Vultures are going to try and tear our squad apart, and you don't know if we're going to have this opportunity again. So we need to get behind the lads as much as we possibly fucking can do. And if you can go and buy a forward ticket, I know money's tight in this world. I go through it. Everybody else says, buy a ticket, make it 48,000, 40, fill the place, right? Fill the place, get behind the lads, and whatever happens, happens. All right. If we win the game, we'll all go out into town and fucking celebrate it afterwards. All right. Let's just get behind the lads and give as much as we possibly can do. I was going to go through Sunderland's playoff history, but we all know it. We've won 1 out of 8 in 21-22, with Ross Stewart scored that winner and Elliot Embleton got the first. And we all remember it because we all were there, and it's all on Netflix for you to watch. But yes, it hasn't been very, very kind to us, to be honest, the playoffs. Got beat in the final of Charlton. The last minute goal, I was there. I was gutted. Arguably the greatest playoff final ever. The 4-4 draw with Charlton back in 1998. Clive Mendonca scoring 3 goals, then getting injured and unfortunately going to have to work in Nissan around some supporters where he got loads of grief. And you've got the most recent one, the 22-23 season, where we beat Luton in the first leg, then we went down there and just got absolutely bullied. But what are you going to do when you got Lyndon Goodger centre off? I would say, my personal opinion, Sheffield United are the favourites to go up. But as I said, you can't write any team off. It's the playoffs. It's the playoffs. It is bonkers. It is nuts. And you never, ever, ever know what's going to happen in the playoffs. How many times you've been here before watching them, just watching them as a football fan, saying these teams are going to win, and you see a team from nowhere go and win the whole lot. It's baffling. You never know. You just got to do is just have 180 minutes of football and just hope your team pulls it out the bag. Which I'm not going to say. I'm not going to give a prediction. I was going to give a prediction there, but I'm not. All right. So yes, first game in the playoffs is tomorrow night, Sheffield United, Bristol City. Then obviously the main important one for Sunderland, Friday night, Coventry City at the CBS Arena. Let's just hope it's not the similar situation. I don't think it will be. It wouldn't shock me at all to see Sunderland just turn up and just click like that and it all goes well for us. But as you say, it's football. You never know what's going to happen. But as long as we're in the game, coming back to the Stadium of Light on Tuesday, I will have utmost confidence in the lads to get the job done and see us through to Wembley. Fingers crossed we do. You're not seeing me again until after the Coventry game on Tuesday, so you're not seeing me until probably next Wednesday. Let's just keep everything crossed from a Sunderland perspective. I think hopefully Ray just picks the right style, the right tactics, the right players. The players are up for it. The players play well. The players show the credentials of what they have done this season, because let's not deny what they have done this season is very, very good. Even though the last 6 games have been dog shit, it has been very, very good. If someone offered you 4th at the beginning of the season, you would have took it. So as I say, one last thing for me, let's get behind the lads these next 2 games, whether you're at Coventry, watching it in the pub, watching it in town, get behind the lads. If the result doesn't go our way on Friday, please don't just bombard them on social media and have a go at them, because that is only going to achieve fuck all. Right? They're going to need us for the second leg regardless of the result. So let's get behind the lads, get amongst it. Hopefully they get a good result against Coventry, and hopefully in a week's time we are preparing for a trip to Wembley where we can potentially get to the promised land of the Premier League. My name's been Leroy SAFC. You have been an absolute delight, and I'll see you next Wednesday, hopefully celebrating a positive outcome of the playoffs. How are the lads?